Inapkat kasyenta konsyeta Babote makoko ina Inachike kware motwa sose Sega Yesu obageji
It's all about people, God's people. Short, tall, big, small, light and dark. God calls people to Himself from every tribe and nation.
And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you. And I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them an heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep mine ordinances and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God.
God called our family 12 years ago into a ministry to people, the people of Niger. Niamey has been described as an overgrown village. Tractor trailers loaded high with onions for export meet trucks loaded with imported goods. And these rub bumpers literally with taxis, 4x4s, bikes and motos, donkey carts, and loaded camels. Outdoor markets and neighborhood boutiques are found at almost every corner. This city of 1.2 million people is in a continual state of growth. This is the place that we have called home since 2001.
We believe that being a missionary is living and sharing an authentic testimony of the transforming salvation and power of Jesus Christ in whatever home God has placed you. Living in a family and in a community, facing both the joys and challenges of life, gives us many opportunities to do so, and the Lord has opened many doors that we could not have imagined in the beginning.
The studio is Tim's home away from home. He has often been accused of staying too long in the air-conditioned tranquility that it affords, editing programs, recording choirs and musical groups, post-dubbing evangelistic audiovisual tools, even remixing finished material just one more time so that it's just right. The studio is a tool that allows us to minister to and with other missionaries, local churches, and Nigerian believers, to communicate the gospel message using methods that experts consider the most effective way to communicate with and impact this primarily non-literate society.
Rochelle works most of the time out of our home translating and developing materials like sheep tales for radio programs, materials for Bible studies, supervising the French elementary school, and teaching our children. On Sundays, we worship with our friends at the Evangelical Baptist Church of Harabanda. It is a church plant among Zarma, Vorma, and Yoruba.
Our kids are people, little people, and our ministry priorities and an important part of our ministry team. They enjoy school for the educational and especially the social aspects. Quite willingly, they grab their backpacks and tennis shoes to head out the door each morning. They've made lots of friends and learned a few new games that they would be happy to share with you. Our children's education includes homeschool, École Alliance, a private local French language school, and Sahel Academy, an English language international school serving the mission and expatriate community of Niamey. In addition to school, the children collected quite an animal menagerie. They participate in our local French church, enjoy traveling with their dad out to Benira and film showings, and hang out and play with their friends.
People. Jesus said to Peter in Matthew 4:19, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." EBM Niger exists to glorify God by proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ to people in Niger as well as throughout West Africa. Ministries such as assisting and encouraging the local church, the Evening Bible Institute, École Privée de Goudal, MK Education, and the Niger Radio Project exist for the purpose of ministering to and through people. We have enjoyed the opportunity to visit and encourage 3 thriving, growing Baptist churches in the south of Niger. Benira, Panchango, and Bonkata are 3 villages which lie next to the border of Burkina Faso. Over the last 3 years, Tim has made regular trips to preach and visit these churches. They've studied materials from the program Firm Foundations, as well as a series on the life of Christ. Some of the church leaders have been able to attend Bible Institute classes in Niamey, and we have had the opportunity to participate in their baptism services and in outreach opportunities such as showing the Jesus film. At Easter, at least a dozen young men from these villages made decisions to follow Christ after a series of special Easter meetings and a showing of the Jesus film.
We have served the last 4 years alongside our regional coordinators, Chris and Diane Marine, on the field administrative team. Receiving visitors at the mission office, praying, planning, and formulating field policy and objectives can be a full-time responsibility. We thank the Lord for our friends and co-workers who have helped to share this task.
God continues to open and even hold wide open incredible doors of opportunity for the radio ministry. Our team of program producers, Pastor Sumela Labo and Mr. Rabo Godi, have worked consistently to write and record programs in French and Hausa, clearly and culturally presenting the plan of salvation and also emphasizing God's perfect plan for our lives. Preparation, recording, editing, and building radio station liaisons in a culture where relationships are critical are all vital aspects of this weekly ministry.
We've also produced audio tracks for a number of Christian films. Recording, editing, and synchronizing the audio tracks of 3 different language versions of the evangelistic film God's Story has been a major accomplishment this term. God's Story is a Genesis to Revelation presentation of God's plan of salvation and redemption for the ages.
يدق ويقرن اسم أمدار وادغ ديوان أمان أجرو وقم مشينوي إن مشينا.
In addition to God's Story, the studio has hosted 2 more recordings of the Jesus film in the Fulfulde and Manga languages. We've also had the opportunity to film and record a number of testimonials and evangelistic and Christian life seminars. We thank the Lord for each open door and pray that the church will be encouraged and edified through these productions. A final area of ministry is the recording of Christian music. Traditional, choral, and small group ensembles visited the studio to record music in at least 9 different languages. Sometimes they came for just a song or 2, but often groups wanted to make a complete album. Writing and composing music in the heart languages and traditional styles is gaining momentum in Niger. Far beyond the adaptation of Western hymns into local languages, Nigerian Christians are composing original works of praise, worship, adoration, and encouragement that truly belong to the Nigerian church.
People. We've shared much about people who are near and dear to our hearts. But we don't want to forget about another very special and important group of people. God has accomplished all of these things we've highlighted because of you and others like you who have prayed faithfully and fervently after receiving an emergency email prayer request. You remember our family in your weekly prayer meetings. You've given faithfully and sacrificially of both your time and your finances.
So we want to thank you for making us a part of your church family and ministry. Thank you for praying. Thank you for writing. Thank you for continuing to give in a time of economic difficulty. God has provided for our needs, and we truly thank God on every remembrance of you.
Please pray for us as we prayerfully plan for our return to Niger in July 2010. Many open doors are in front of us, and often opportunities exceed our capacity. We need wisdom. We want to follow the Lord's lead for direction of the Niger Radio Ministry. Pray for the Sheeptails Project, which will need to be recorded, produced, and edited for airplay during our next term. Pray for our EBM missionary team, and pray for the EBM home office.
Pray for our time in the States, connecting with our many generous prayer partners and supporting churches. Pray for us and the time we have to visit and be with our families. Please pray that the Lord will provide the additional finances needed to meet our support requirement. And continue praying for the people of Niger, and that God's message in both word and song will continue to penetrate into homes and lives through the ministry of the EBM studio.